The Boyless are back. Welcome back to the Melbourne Strength Culture Podcast. Number one in the art, number one in your charts. And nah.
We create art. That's what we do.
No, anyway, I wanted to say it wrong on purpose. Jay Smith will be back next week to put us all in line. But seriously, we're back. The Boyless. These are my favourite episodes. Yeah, we'll start with a little meet. I reckon we go meet recap. Well, we had the JPS meet on Sunday. And I must say, I got to give credit where credit's due. They ran it bloody on time. Finished 10 minutes early because one of my pet hates is going to powerlifting comps and when they run. We've been.
You almost expect them to run over time.
Yeah, so it ran on time. Every session started when it was meant to start. It was really, really well run comp. And we had a lot of lifters in there. I think we had 12, 13
about 12,
total, something like that. And yeah, how'd yours go, Buzz?
I had number one, literally number one for the day. Cam Brown. White chocolate, the dream, Cambosis, dream chocolate.
Devin the Dream Haney.
Yeah, but you know the white chocolate?
Yeah, the dream.
Yeah, you got it? Yeah.
He's an ironing board. He doesn't rotate.
Who?
Cam.
He's the thumb.
Cam.
No, he's the thumb from Spy Kids.
Man, you got to see his latest program. There's programmed neck and forearm training.
We love that.
You know, we just like throw the neck training around. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and you just fucking.
He's got it in there.
It's in there programmed. So I'm looking forward to see how his neck can progress. Because it's already pretty thick.
It's thick.
It is thick.
Could
It's
go
just
from
straight
strength to
down from
It's
head
though,
to traps.
yeah.
Respect the
It'll be
neck.
interesting to see how much muscle he can stack on the neck.
Yeah, I'm interested. Apparently, he's already got sleep apnea, so I think there's some big dramas on the way.
CPAP.
CPAP.
Yeah, CPAP in Melbourne.
How did he go?
Good. He nailed his squat, 255 for a 10 kilo PR. And like PRs, like he's not hit these in comps, but his last comp was fucking years ago. It was Avia, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, because we had COVID and he kept getting injured.
So it's been a while. So, no, you only got injured once. There was another prep. It just didn't eventuate. We couldn't get the lockdowns and that. So, 255 kilo squat, bench 170 PR, 170 kilos, equal PR. He hit it once in training, and then deads 260. Hit his opener. Deads didn't come together on the second and third. I'm thinking it's because I didn't get him to reapply talc on his second.
Yeah.
And then it got to the mid-thigh, and it was like hard. It just got stuck. I think it was due to friction more than anything else.
Plus, when you have big quads, that becomes more of a factor.
Exactly. So I didn't get him to reapply after the first one. That was hard. Failed. Went for the third again to repeat it, and it was just too
hard.
It was just too much.
Had the pressure of Dan Serlin on him. So Dan Serlin and Cam had this whole meet. It was one of my clients about who's going to have the bigger deadlift. So it was good. It was actually really fun on the day. They were going out. I think Dan. I don't know. I reckon Dan took it more seriously than.
Well, yeah, because that was Cam's got a bigger total, but Dan knows his strength, so
he put him in the deadlift. So it was good. And then the last one, Cam's nose just went off like a faucet.
On the deads. I think like this is the beauty of specificity. Thank God he has had about 400 nosebleeds in this prep leading up.
Yeah.
So I don't think that blood would have thrown him off. Nah. He's had that many nosebleeds at this point. Yeah. So I think it was more the lack of talc and the monstrous quads.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's all right. That's next year he was going to do big. I think there's a lot of valuable data in this peak, especially. Like the last peak was 2 years ago. For him. So for him, we're constantly tinkering, and it's just because he trains so hard, it doesn't like outside of his big lifts as well, he just doesn't need much volume.
Yeah.
I just find like it's literally every block. You'd think that every block that someone trains, it's you add a set. Like everyone thinks more volume. But for him, it's literally been run through a training cycle, cut a set, run through a training cycle, cut sets, as many as we can. And we found a sweet spot. So I'm looking at this as a bit of a warm-up for him, and he'll fucking send it next year.
Less is more sometimes. Yeah. I think the whole more volume thing, just I'm starting to see that it's not as... Yeah, you don't always just throw more volume at people. And especially as they get stronger, longer training age, less can be more.
Another example of that, one of my lifters on the weekend did really well, Lena. Squatted 127.5, cruisy at 56.7 kilos body weight. She's only ever squatted once a week. She's been making good gains. There's just been no point where we've needed to add that second day. It may come, but she's consistently making progress. So like, why add it? Let's just put more of that resources towards a deadlift, which is still great, but we could probably use more work on. So just one of those things.
Recovery, big component of it. I'll quickly go through mine because I got heaps. I had 10 lifters all up on Sunday, so I'm probably going to forget a couple here. But I'll start with Fionn.
Number one.
In the morning, yeah, she was awesome, 8 for 9. Missed her large deadlift purely just on it was just too heavy that day, which I think, again, going with what happened with camp, people underestimate how hard the full day of lifting is. And when you get to deadlifts, you can be pretty taxed already when you've been lifting for 2 hours and you've done 6 hard lifts. So, yeah, she did super well. Then I had one guy, Kevin, in the middle session, who did also very, very well, the strongest he's ever been on the platform. And then 8 in the last, and it was just literally back to back to back. It was really fun, that last session. I don't even know if I can reel off everyone because I'll probably forget half of them. But I'm going to shout out Yannick and Adam Chu just because they are been working with them for 2.5 years. They are stopping with me just personal reasons and stuff. But
they told me
they didn't like me. Yeah, they said I was
They didn't want to tell you that.
well, I got Adam Chu anyway. I slapped the shit out of him, so he'll have those marks to him. But no, I just want to shout those two guys out. They did really well because they trained with me through lockdowns, and we had comps that fell, all the planned comps that it didn't go through and stuff. So finally got to do one with them. And then Nick Baker as well. Shout him out because he came down all the way from Sydney just to compete at this comp. And then the rest, I'll just.
Michael Rakic, Jez Borzillo, Adam M.
Dan Serlin.
I don't want to
Dean Antignadis. Dean.
I don't want to miss anyone. I don't want to miss anyone because they're going to.
That's all right. I think we're good.
And Brandon Spiteri.
And then you.
Yep, Brandon,
yes.
Fun story. So at my first comp back in 2017, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't have a coach. Vinay from Avia lent me a belt, and I think Brandon was there. He noticed that I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. So he helped me with my warm-ups. He was already a lifter and a coach at the time. And I always, shout out Brandon, I always remember that. Like, I was just some random cunt. He didn't expect anything from me. He just sorted me out. So it was cool that 5 years later, I got to return the favour and help him out in the back room. So,
that's mad. It was a lot of fun.
I actually think the more now that I coach at these things, I think I enjoy them more and more.
I love comp days. They're so fun.
I do. I think I do.
Fun.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not that I never didn't like them or anything. It's just I think I'm just enjoying and appreciating them more and more. Maybe because lockdowns and stuff. But it was such a good day on Sunday, and I'm actually G'd up for Ballarat. We got Ballarat and then Nationals because it's just fun too. Like some people doing a comp can be a really big thing for them. To pencil in, do lifting in front of people, and then you see him hit PRs. It's just very, very rewarding. 100%. So, and then also just like I love that, like Jeremy's like he's done 5 comps, but just G's up.
Definitely the crowd favourite. The crowd lost it every time.
I love that. And there's just like 5 people G'ing him up. It's the best. So yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
But yeah, I reckon we'll segue into the intro, the updates the last couple of weeks. The 3 of us haven't sat down for a while.
Mr. Buzz back from holiday.
Poor Dougie.
Poor Dougie. I know there's a few questions in the Q&A, but give us your poor Dougie recap.
Oh, it was mad. So everyone, there's a few things. Everyone had said to me like, oh, they got on holiday and they're like, oh, it takes like a week, like 4 days to kick back. I reckon it took me all of stepping off the plane. I stepped off the plane and walking down the little fucking, what's it called? The staircase off the plane. My eyes were already half low. I was like, I'm here. Yeah. I'm ready to kick back. And I kicked all the way back. It was definitely a kick back PR. We got to just the hotel, sick pool, definitely Greek influence. There were big Greek pillars.
It was the one on the main strip,
Mantra in the village. Man, no, it was on like Wharf Street, so it's very close.
Near McCrossan. I don't think there was 2 Mantras.
There's also like 2 streets in Port Douglas. Like it's a big suburb.
McCrossan.
That's the other one. So that's the best thing about it. Like I didn't want to do activities.
Yeah.
Like enough activities. I know that like more than 10 days. I did 7 days, but I reckon 10 days I would have been like, all right, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Like,
I think because when we went, we did 8 nights and we only did 2 activities.
Yeah.
But it was enough because we still had 6 days of like proper kicking back.
Yeah. So we did 2 activities. We did one called the River Drift in this Daintree, mad, on this like inflatable toboggan. Rocking a wetsuit, just cruising down.
I sent Nikita, I said, her story had you floating on this board, and I was like, Cypriot crocodile. And she responded back and goes, nah, no crocodiles here. And I don't think she got the joke.
I was the Cypriot crocodile.
Yeah, you were the Cypriot crocodile.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think she got what I meant, but
no.
You were, you were lurking.
I was cruising. My ass looks massive as well in that.
It's
fat. I was like front to back, thick.
So I was Daintree Rainforest.
Yeah, it was Daintree cruising through. I saw a turtle, the snorkel,
Beautiful.
cracker, and he just rolled through.
Shuckers.
It was mad.
Fun fact.
Meditated.
I'm really taking over Jamie here. It's the only place in the world where two natural wonders of the world exist together.
And they are
Rainforest meets the reef.
crazy.
Yeah, I learnt that when I was there.
That's mad.
That's mad.
That's a Jamie Smith fun fact.
Yeah.
I actually got it right.
Real
I'm like,
shoehorned
Jamie
in.
Smith usually gets it wrong.
Quotes.
It was like
unquoted.
Daintree Forest and that.
Tree.
Great Barrier River.
Great
But
rare.
yeah, what was the review of Port Dougie? Because I feel like everyone went to Port Dougie.
That was mad. We booked. If you go to Port Dougie, book all your restaurants 3 months in advance. We booked all of them, and I ate lavishly. It's big. I also like rosé a lot.
What was our best meal?
I've decided. Watergate.
Yeah, Watergate.
Had these lamb ribs, fell off the bone. Garlic prawn hot pot, unbelievable bread.
Just bread.
The bread, they had this olive oil. It's hard to get good lathy. For those listening at home, lathy is olive oil in Greek. Outside of Greece, it's hard to get good lathy. Anyway, this was mad. And then I had this chicken. I don't know why I got the chicken. It's like, I feel like at fancy restaurants, they don't do thigh.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a flex to look at how tender I can get this chicken breast.
Yeah, it's what's cooking the chicken breast is more difficult.
Exactly. But then it's just not as tender as thigh anyway. So it's just like, oh, fuck's sake. But so I got it. It was still mad. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is tender chicken breast, but it's still not thigh.
I can't remember what I had.
But it was good. And I went on a boat. That was the other activity. And I it's so funny. I don't know what it is, but each year of me aging, each year I age.
you get old as you get older.
As I get older, that's it. I'm still in Port Douglas there, fucking. I wig out on planes more and things where I have no control.
Yeah.
It's each year. It's so weird. Like I used to be fine on planes. Like absolutely not a thought, no dramas, whatever. On the plane up, I'm like, Nikita, don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't say anything. I got my headphones on. Even the headphones I'm listening to music wigs me out.
Yeah.
When we're going up. So I just need to hold on in silence, get there. Anyway, we get on this boat. With the boat as well, I went on Croatia sail when I was like 21. 7 days on a boat, not a single drama. I was fine. I was like, this is mad. We went on this boat, bigger than the sailboat, newer, like proper boat, and I was wigging out. We're sitting on the back, and I'm like holding on to the thing. The kid's like, "You're right." I'm like, "Nah." Like it was a bit rocky. I'm like, "What are you? You're fine." I'm like, we're sitting on the edge. I'm like, I could fall in. All my keys could fall out of my skin tight denim shorts, tight, and like fall out of my phone. I'm just wigging out. So I pounded rosé. I reckon I had a bottle and a
drunk
half.
instead.
I just got to have it. Nikita's like, "Is this how you're dealing with this?" I'm like, "Yep." 100%. And then I started kicking it with these like 70-year-olds and we're chatting shit. And it was much
On the
better.
boat.
They made me feel at peace.
Yeah, I
Nikita
get-
made me feel bad. Dales.
I get that on planes now sometimes. I get like the panic attack. And
I love it. It's like a ride.
Oh fuck! I came back from Sydney once. And I was watching Peaky Blinders, and some guy killed himself or something. No, he got hung. But he was on death row, and he was meant to get let off, and they ended up, and then the plane was taken off, and it all just like set me off, and I was like, I got
Wait, so you're watching that as it was taking
as the
off?
plane was taking off, and it just like set me off, and I was like, I got to turn this off, and I had to put music on and like calm myself down. But I also had an MRI 2 weeks ago, and for my neck and back.
Did you go in the MRI thing?
I've got claustrophobia.
No, but
100%.
I think without claustrophobia, going in an MRI fucking thing is enough to wig you out. Did you request the bigger MRI thing?
No, I told them to. They put this neck brace on me. I was like, fixated. I said, can we take this off? They're like, you got to be real still. So take that off. They pull me in. I was like, nah, pull me out. I go, I can't. Like, I was like, how the fuck am I going to do this? It's 25 minutes. I got to sit in this thing.
It's a long time.
And so they put the towel over my eyes. And once I had that, and I couldn't actually see the roof anymore because it's literally like a cylinder, tiny,
it's loud as well.
and it's loud. It's
My chest is like tightening it up thinking about
No,
that.
it's bad. So I had my ankle in there.
yeah.
So when I had to get an MRI for the ankle after I did big damage.
So your head was out.
My head was out. My whole body was out. It was just the ankle that was in. And all I could think of is don't move. Because they're like, you better not move when you go in. Otherwise, the whole thing's done. And it's a 15, 20-minute thing. But then also, all I could think about was someone going in the other way. I'm like, what if you have to get like a torso MRI?
That was me.
Like your whole body is in this tight as space.
I was not expecting. I rocked up and I was like, what I hated it. I felt like I was in a saw trap.
It's not fun. But also, how's this? Nikita pulled up the stats, the statistical sort of like chance that being in a plane and having an accident and going down there's less of a chance of that happening than one being an accident in your car, and then two riding your bike. And I do both of those things daily, no dramas.
Well,
I do dumb shit on a bike. Like I do stupid shit on my bike as well. And
it's like when I went surfing in the start of the year, and it was when that guy, the fatal shark attack in Sydney happened, and it was the first one since the 60s. And I was talking to Dan downstairs. I was like, I'm freaking out a little bit, like going surfing.
The stats are so low.
The guy just died.
Insane.
Dan goes, don't worry about it. He goes, more chance you die in a car crash on the way there.
Oh, by far.
So then you're driving the way there, wigging out, and then you get in the water and you're wigging out.
You can't leave your house.
I think maybe we're just gonna the phobia we need is agoraphobia. Just lock up, don't leave. Stay home.
Fuck that.
Sensory deprivation.
That's the one.
Just live in a vat.
Yeah, so I've got these affirmations the whole way.
I am safe.
No, I am irrational.
I can't think.
This is it. Like these aren't rational thoughts, and we're going up, and it didn't save anything. I was wigging.
You need
out.
better affirmations, or better belief in the affirmations.
Poor Dougie.
Numbers.
Basketball update.
Look, we've got
And
big
life
dramas.
update.
So the next two games are must wins for us to stay in the top four. Otherwise, no finals. So yeah, we just got to knuckle down, boys. It's a tight competition, which is good. Like the order's constantly changing. Teams you don't think can be beaten can be beat. But yeah, we've got two games that we need to win. Next week's the bottom team, so we got to beat them. But then the week after, we need to win and we need people to lose. So we'll see how we go. See
Need
if we
to break out that mamba.
We do. We've got to take over.
Oh, have you seen that Redeem team?
Oh no, I got to watch it. Sanders reckons it's good. Yeah.
I fell asleep watching it, but there was one part.
With the LeBron James.
Yeah, whenever I say that, like people need to understand it when I fall asleep
I'll
watching
tell you something
something.
in a second too.
It's not because I'm not interested or I don't love it.
You just fall
Just
asleep.
tired.
Because I fall asleep like at anything.
Narcolepsy.
Same here.
Narcolepsy. But
Narcolepsy. No, there's actually people have proper narcolepsy where they'll be like in this podcast and they'll just fall asleep. They'll just fall asleep.
you shouldn't laugh.
No, I shouldn't laugh. But like, that's when they actually need stuff like modafinil to like keep them awake.
Yeah,
That's Bull's problem.
Yeah.
Nah, but once he sits on the couch,
it's done.
Go on. See you later.
Yeah, me and
couch
Couch just catch you later.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's bad. I remember one. I don't know where I was going with this.
You were talking about fucking
Redeem team.
team.
Yeah. You got to break it out, Mamba. There's a video. There's a part of it.
Pau Gasol?
Pau Gasol. So he played with. So it's all about their international run, and he played with Gasol, the Lakers.
Yeah,
like they're brothers. You know, they play the USA, the dream team, like once every
guy.
fucking yeah. So they play the USA, the dream team, like how often? World champs and the Olympics every 4 years. A lot of them don't even go to world champs. So they're not that tight a team. If anything, they're closer with their club team. They're their club players. So
It's their job.
yeah, it's their job. Like they're together year round. So Kobe and Gasol. Anyway, he told everyone beforehand, he's like, yeah, I'm going to run through him. As soon as the game starts, I'm running through
And they're
him.
like, what the fuck does he
I'm
mean?
cleaning him up. And they're like, what? Because Kobe was like a weirdo to everyone. Like they thought he was a nutcase. Like the guy was just
He
on a
definitely
different level.
was a bit like, yeah.
Yeah, you got to be that like into it. You know what I mean? And then he goes, I want to run through him. Everyone's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is your brother. Like, this is your man. Like, you guys play together. He's like, no. He's like, it's not today. Like, it's not my brother today. Like, we're gonna win this gold. Bro, he starts and he fucking cleans him up. Like,
Just like
run through,
drops the shoulder in.
drops the shoulder. Gasol's on his ass, leaves, and is like, that's it. Set the tone for the match.
Let him know we're not friends
Let him
today.
know.
Yeah.
we're not friends today.
I'm all about that. I'm all about it.
So when we train after this, I'm gonna punch you clean in the stomach.
Punch you in the head.
Remember what we're here for.
Speaking of TV shows, I'm watching a show. I'm really enjoying it. Welcome to Wrexham on Disney, and it's about Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. So Ryan Reynolds, obviously everyone knows who he is, Deadpool, and Rob McElhenney.
I actually didn't know that, but yeah. Anyway,
he's a big fucking massive Hollywood actor. He's done.
I'm not good with actors.
He's like proper Hollywood actor. Deadpool and fucking
mate.
Would have done heaps of rom-coms that you would have seen.
Yeah, he's hot.
Huh?
Yeah, Deadpool.
Give him a rating
that
out-
other one, Deadpool 2.
Give him a rating out of 10.
But anyway, so the point is, and this other actor who's from anyway, one of those sitcoms, always Sunny in
This
Philadelphia.
is a Jamie
or some
Smith
shit.
moment.
Anyway, whatever. The point is,
It's a good show.
The point is, they found out how the soccer works in the UK. How you can
Wait, the
get
soccer
promoted.
ball?
Yeah,
You said the soccer.
the soccer.
The soccer.
The soccer. How the soccer works. That's correct. The soccer.
How soccer works.
How soccer works. Whatever the fuck.
I think the soccer's fine.
How the soccer works.
basketball.
That's not grammatically correct. It's grammatically correct for an 80-year-old.
When do we
Greek man.
ever speak grammatically correct?
Yeah, but how the soccer
You think you're
works?
better than us because you read books?
Yeah. I read them all. How the soccer works?
How the soccer?
Come on, I can't be the only.
The soccer, the footy. No, it's like when you say how the footy works.
Yeah, but the footy, it's different. How the soccer, it's different.
All right.
Anyway,
I don't read enough books to know that. I read enough books to know I'm smarter than you.
They figured out, so they learnt how that you have promotion and relegation in the soccer.
Yeah.
In the soccer.
The soccer.
And they go, we're going to buy a team.
Yeah.
So they buy a team in the National League, which is I think 5 down from the Premier League, called Wrexham AFC, and it's about them taking over the soccer club, and now like. Every episode, like how they're changing things and trying to get the club promoted. They want to take.
Wait, is this a doco? Or
It's a real life doco.
Oh,
Yeah, no, they've actually bought the soccer team.
pretty mad.
Yeah, it's a sick documentary. It's on.
Also, what does Ryan Reynolds know about soccer?
He doesn't.
Huh.
So they've just
learning
bought
the
it.
job.
They're learning. They've got a British guy that is like their advisor.
Yeah,
that
okay.
So
I was going to say,
they've just got the money. They've got the money. They've got the money. So it was Rob McElhenney's idea, but he goes, in order to do this, I'm going to need real acting money because he's just in a sitcom. He goes, He goes, yeah, Marvel moving acting money.
Yeah.
So then Ryan Reynolds comes on. But yeah, they've got the money. But Rob McElhenney's vision was that when the Philadelphia Eagles won the NFL Super Bowl, it was the greatest day of his life. So he's like, I just got this dream of taking this like small club that everyone is so passionate about in Wrexham to the top and just winning shit. And giving, and he goes, it's just like, it sounds like they just want to, it's a hobby that they want to fucking.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's really good.
vicariously
Good. It's a
through
very
fans.
good documentary. I know, because I know people have been asking us what shows and shit we watch and stuff. So
Yeah,
One of the
it actually sounds like a good show.
it's a good show. I'm enjoying it. 25, 30-minute episodes, short, sharp.
I reckon they brought Ryan Reynolds in. There's something I heard about. It's called hot privilege.
Yeah.
Like sexy privilege, some
Yeah.
shit like that. So that really good looking
Pretty
people.
privilege.
Pretty privilege.
That's
That's
the one.
Yeah.
That sounds way better. Fuck.
grammar in that.
Alliteration in that. Yeah. So yeah, pretty privilege.
That's what
so
I
like, you know, just a good looking person.
Yeah, I know-
a
I know
good
about that.
Person. Oh, yeah.
You know,
You get all the
yeah.
time discounts. Yeah, I got that Burberry the other day.
Yeah.
They cut 50% off.
Dior.
Yeah, like that. I reckon that's why they got Ryan Reynolds. They just get in. The other teams will let him win.
He's also got more money too.
I think it's more the money.
He's
I
got
think the
way
money's
more
the
money
factor.
as well. But
no shit.
You can be
You just
some.
fucking
You
ruined
can be
it.
a
Yeah.
Russian oligarch who's ugly and own a team. No one cares.
it's like
Yeah,
the,
no, but no one likes Russian oligarchs.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
can still own a team.
Ryan Reynolds, he could swoon a player off there. The player looks at Ryan Reynolds. That's Ryan Reynolds. And then the State 5 team, they're not like fucking good players.
Do you reckon UK footballers care about fucking
100%, bro.
You reckon?
fun
They're State
fact.
5, man. They're like, State 5 here is like fucking, like Doreen. Like it's not, like it's
Yeah,
not.
but
Sorry for the
we're
people from
comparing
Doreen.
we're comparing the Premier League like State 5. Yeah, like our State 5's.
Yeah, but they're State 5, like even their fucking, the ones below, not MPL, I keep thinking Victorian soccer. APL is like, it's big, but it's not.
Championship. The championship is good.
I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm just saying like, you go down 5 leagues, it's going to be
It's not the
I think
best.
it's only 4.
whatever.
It's-
if you go down
4,
4
5.
leagues, it's not APL.
Yeah, but you can get to the EPL.
Yeah, I know
can,
you can get to the,
but you're
well,
not there.
Hey, don't. We'll get into the issues with Victorian and Australian soccer in a second, but
Well, they want the B League brought in.
well, they won't let him.
They won't let
No,
them.
because there's too many ethnic ties in the NPL.
So there was something happened in the Australian champ. So there was MacArthur, who's the new team. They played Sydney United FC, which is the Croatian team. And during the Welcome to Country, they booed.
saw that.
They booed, and they
Yeah,
were like,
and they
"This
also had a-
is exactly why they'll never ever do promotion relegation in Australia, because the fans are just at that level. It's still got too much of the political.
But it wasn't
and
so much that either. It was a Welcome to Australia, but they also had a banner that had a
racist
Apparently,
thing,
it was a
yeah.
racist thing on it.
They
But yeah,
they just won't do it.
there's too much. So you look
it's-
at all the Croatian clubs, there's still Croatian imagery.
Yeah,
like the
Greek,
Greek clubs, there's
Serbian,
still Greek
whatever. Yeah.
imagery. And because of that, they won't do it.
They won't
But
do
then also, like, that's the criticism of Australian football sucking, or Australian soccer sucking.
promotion
is
relegation.
Because there's no promotion relegation. So it's so many, it's cooked because there's so many, like, good young players that I've come across that will get injured. And then they won't even bother to rehab injury because the thought of getting paid $300-400 a game, like kids that were like in A-League development sides,
Yeah.
that they'll do that. They'll get injured. They'll get kicked from that side. Then the thought that going from an NPL team back up to an A-League team, they know that's an impossibility.
Yeah.
And then the potential to get paid $300 to $500 a game is like fuck that.
Whatever.
Like, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
like they don't even bother. So then they quit playing. And they're 20-year-old kids that they're just like, stuff this. It's like, it's pretty sad. I have got no interest in watching soccer. It's just that working in, and then you just see it. You're like, fuck, that's actually pretty like disappointing. You know what I mean?
It's the thing too, and you only know this if you follow soccer as well, like, and I do with the Premier League and stuff. But you get to the end of the season, and it's so interesting because all the games matter. It's not just the top teams that matter anymore. It's like the bottom teams that are fighting for relegation.
Yeah.
They're playing like grand finals every week to stay up in the top flight of the league, and it's so much more interesting. And that's why I've always thought that the AFL should. So my idea with the AFL, I've got I've made this new system for the AFL. It's 6-6-6 because you get to the end of the AFL season, there's a lot of bullshit games because they don't mean anything, and teams
Just tanking
to get the top draft picks. So you go 6-6-6. Top 6 teams, each team plays each other once. That's 17 games. Then there's another 5 games where we segregate top 6, middle 6, bottom 6. Top 6 all play each other for the top 4 positions for then getting the home finals and shit. Middle 6 play for the last 2 positions in finals, and the bottom 6 play for higher draft picks. So you can't tank. You've got to actually, and it would just be fucking mad because imagine the bottom 6 now, they're playing each other. They're all.
There's something to play for.
There's something to play for, and the games mean something, but they're actually realistic to win because they're all the bottom teams. But yeah, they won't do it because they're the AFL, but that's my idea.
You should draw that up.
Should like Gil,
Write an open letter to the
Gil
AFL.
McLaughlin,
Gilly.
where the fuck are we going with this?
You're the host today. You
Come on, bro, take
break out
control.
the Q&A.
Well, we went through Wrexham, but I don't know.
That was some good chats.
The feedback we got last time from the killer whale talk was that people loved it.
No, this was. I think this was all meaningful. There were like, it wasn't just choco quips.
No, it was good. I think it was
like
good.
when you just make noises, it's all right. It's different. But that was like,
It was good.
I'll shake your hand. I'll shake your
Shake
hand,
it
bro.
today.
That was fucking.
Man, Jamie Smith might be done.
We're talking.
Might be done.
Wait, guys, we've got a free chair if anyone wants it. You know?
It might be done. No, but seriously, if anyone hasn't seen Jamie Smith's golf,
No, that was quality.
golf reel that he made, and
Welcome back to golf culture.
your comment was the best.
Well, it all meant nothing to
Yeah,
me.
you're like, I got no idea what the fuck
But
you're on.
I was engaged from start to finish. He picked the perfect song for it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the song
yeah.
behind was fantastic. The intro, I got real getaway vibes. Like he was here on tour. Like,
Yeah.
welcome back. And it's just like the way he said it. It was fantastic. I think it's Jamie Smith's best work.
Best work.
And once again, because it's just him being him. It's
He
straight
made
from
the
heart.
reel.
Man, it was good. He made the reel.
he made the reel
because
himself.
there's fuck all to do in this town. I had 3 hours.
I don't think they were in a town. I think they were in a castle, and on the castle there's a golf course, and that's it. in the middle of
There's
nowhere.
nothing else to do at
So he
this
played
castle.
golf and made a reel.
I reckon
It's the most Jamie Smith thing to do ever.
100%.
it was quality.
Quality.
It was definitely quality.
I think though we need to bring back Hectic Eats. I've been thinking about it.
We've been chatting.
I've been watching a lot of Spanions. It's All Eats, and I think we need to do it end of the year. Build the hype up for Christmas.
Off with a
Go
bang.
3 or 4 Hectic Eats.
I've started cutting, so I'll watch.
Season. You can come to Hectic Eats.
No.
You got a period.
Bro, I've drank like 2 bottles of rosé daily in fucking Port Douglas.
Man, you're a full alcoholic.
I did some proper damage.
Great Northern was my poison of choice.
We'll do hectic
Port
salads.
I
Douglas.
didn't have 1 beer when I was there. Actually, no, that's a
Rosé.
lie. I had 2 beers. But rosé. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know, because I get bloated off beer.
I like Great Northern.
And that sucks.
But we also had a lot of
No
sport.
punch to it.
There was a lot of sport when I was up there because we had the AFL and the State of Origin. So we were at that pub with the big screen during Great Northern. Watch sport. It's
Yeah.
good. But it does shut very early. Did you notice that?
Yeah, but this is the thing. I'd be hammered by 4 p.m. and then I'd go out for a later
Dinner and then bedtime.
And then I was like, it's 9 o'clock. But the thing is, I trained every day.
Yeah.
I got a 7-day pass. Nikita wakes up at 10. The 3 weeks before the holiday, I was awake at 5 a.m. every day. Like weekends
Yeah.
too. I was just trying to, fucking tap in, bro.
Grinding.
Muscle grind, you
Hard,
know.
do that and that. So I was like, my body clock, I'd be up at 6. And then I'd try to get back to sleep. I would for like half an hour, and then I'm like, all right, I'm done with this. So I'd go for a walk. And then by the time I go for a walk, gym opens at 8, train, because I enjoy training. Like, it's
Yeah.
not I wasn't doing it to like damage control. I was like, I'm enjoying the fuck out of this holiday,
Yeah.
and no amount of training is saving what I'm doing to my body anyway. So let's just
enjoy it.
Let's just enjoy. And it was like hobby training. It was fun as I still did bits of my
Just do
program,
whatever.
but it was enjoyable.
See, when I went, I actually needed a break from the gym, like because I needed, like, and this is something that it doesn't get spoken about that much, but like being a coach, working in a gym, and then also having training as a hobby too, it can sometimes, like, I actually needed a week off.
Yeah.
Like going to the gym for me at that point in where I was at, just with sort of how burnt out I was, and it was good because then I came back and I was raring, itching to train. So I think neither's right or wrong with, like, because there's obviously a lot of people out there that would be like, oh, should I train on my holiday? Shouldn't I? If you enjoy it and you love it, do it. If you want to fucking break and enjoy your holiday and don't train, you can do that also.
Just don't put the pressure on yourself to feel like you have to and like really like go hard on yourself. Like if you enjoy yourself and you can't make it work or you can't train as much, don't worry.
Because like
don't worry.
Deuce, Jason, and Anthony are all trained, but for me, I just like I would spend time like they'd go train, I'd be by the pool reading my book.
Yeah, when I was away, it was like 45 minutes, smash it out,
Bang it out.
quickly in the morning, done. Like just it was still fun. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't going to be in there for like 90 minutes, 2 hours. Like there's better things to do.
And this is the, like my partner Nikita. She's not like into training like we are.
Yeah.
You know, that's not her. So for me to train, or say if the gym was like a distance, if I had to take a bus or an Uber, for example.
Yeah.
There's travel time. There's the training time. If that started to impede on our time together and like
pretty
took
rich,
away
yeah.
from her holiday,
Yeah.
no chance. You know what I mean? But the gym was like, it was like stars aligned for me to enjoy my
You could
hobby
walk
and her.
Yeah.
You know, like I could go 100 meters away, train, be back and in the pool before she's woken up. You know what I mean? Like it worked out perfect.
good.
And I say it to my clients, and this is the thing, I was raring to go because I had 2 months off with the ankle.
Yes.
You know, so like training for me is a real source of enjoyment at the moment.
Yeah.
Whereas with you, you've been consistent, not missed a session for 4 years. No, it's like maybe you should fucking
Well, I looked as a deload week.
yeah
With no training.
And strength is loyal, bro. If you take a week off,
It's loyal.
If you take, it's so loyal.
The amount of clients you see who, for whatever reason, miss a week and then
come back and hit a PR.
they're basically fine. Like it's so crazy.
Death before
Big
dishonor.
misconceptions.
Big misconception.
This is why I want to. So this is my vision
Tell us.
with running. Is it like in Port Dougie? Because you get up and it's the thing with Queensland too is they've got they're further up
And no
they don't
daylight
have daylight
savings.
savings, so the mornings are daylight and they're warm.
Yeah.
So you get up, fucking morning run,
yeah.
runners high, feel gangster. But I want to be able to actually run to do that.
Yeah.
So
I did that. Did you walk the trail there? There's a trail that's pretty hard.
yeah, we did it around the cliff to the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, so I walked it once with Nikita, and then there was one morning that I'm like, oh,
You ran it?
I'm going to do it. So I walked, and I got after the stairs, because those stairs are big dramas. If you
Yeah.
fall, you're dying. Like, so I got to the top, and then I'm like, I'm going to run it. So I ran it, and then my ankle held up during
Good. What shoes did you wear?
Brooks, mate. Brooks
Oh, you got
Adrenaline
Brooks.
2.
I need to get some Asics.
Yeah,
Need
but
runners.
my ankle's busted the next day. I couldn't walk, but it's okay. Load management.
Give and take.
I haven't jogged on flat ground, so I
Yeah.
think there was a bit of, a lack of graded exposure.
Yeah.
I went into the hardest trail I could run before it, but it was good. I got it
Yeah.
done.
In true Bulls fashion. If you're slamming your training, you're probably after some subs. Your boys have sorted you out. We've partnered with Elite Supplements. You can use the code CULTURE10, CULTURE10 across their entire site. The great thing about Elite Subs is you're not limited to one brand. They've got a variety of brands on offer. Proteins, pre-workouts, carb powders, creatines, you name it, they've got it. So use code CULTURE10 and let us know what you get.
I really just want
that's
to,
it.
because this is a message I've been trying to get across to people. Is that we've spoken about it before? I think we
Get
did
it
it across,
across,
Jazz.
bro.
The
Get
all
it
or nothing. The all or nothing. You don't have to be all or nothing. Like health and fitness is a long-term life commitment. And with that process, there's going to be weeks where you have your weeks off because you've had holidays, you miss your sessions, all that crap. It's just be there consistently for a majority of the time for the long run. And that's what people like. Just I just want to fucking
No, but for sure. But
Get that
again,
message across.
it's the micro lens in like a training cycle.
Yes.
as
Oh,
well.
missed
It's
the session,
I
the
didn't-
world's falling apart.
Yeah, and then even from a load standpoint, it's like I didn't increase the weight this week, or I had to drop back 5 kilos.
Yeah.
It's like, man, who gives a fuck?
Doesn't
Look what
matter.
you did last block. Look what you did 3 blocks ago. Like, you're way stronger,
It's definitely like a very like kind of short-term gratification, need that instant kind of hit approach, thinking that like everything needs to be mad all the time. And if it's not, it's like, oh my God, why am I doing this? Is everything wrong? Do we need to completely change the plan? Should I even bother? It's like, what, with nothing in life is it like that. But for some reason with training, people think, oh, it's been going up for 3 weeks, week 4, 5, it also has to go up. But it's like,
what do you think it is? I've got one major factor.
Tell me.
I honestly think it's social media.
Yeah, well, social media has a
it's
very big influence.
I think it's a huge...
What they want to be better.
People
weekly because of comparison against others.
The thing
others'
is, though,
progress.
Does that extend to other things outside of fitness? Because obviously it's the age of comparison the thief of joy. You see people's highlight reel.
Yeah.
Are people having that same mindset outside of fitness though? Like with other...
100%.
Yeah,
so they're probably
money is the biggest one. Money in like career, like development. Like you see the outliers, and you compare yourself against outliers, or you've got this hope that it's like, I'm gonna be fucking rolling in Gucci's and dollars. When you're looking at this 28-year-old Bitcoin millionaire who blew up and fucking, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean?
It's also like body image as well.
Yeah,
it's like completely. So our brain hasn't evolved to look at ourselves in a mirror, let alone look at other people all day, every day.
All day, every day.
A highlight of their life, because everything that goes on social media is a small highlight of someone's life. It's the best of the best, the creme de la creme, and you're looking at it all day, every single day, and our brain's not designed. So then you just start feeling this like negativity of they're better looking than me, or they're stronger than me, they've got more muscle than me, they got nicer clothes than me, and you just create this like I'm shit. When really we're the 1% of wealthiest people of all that have ever lived on Earth.
And if you listen to this podcast, forget it, history. At the moment, you're probably doing pretty well.
We're in Australia. It was like it's like if you're making 49 or 45,000 USD, which is what 60k Aussie, you're literally in the 1% wealthiest people to live ever on Earth, which is like we are.
It's all comparison.
It's all comparison.
It is. And then there's something I read.
Like we're going
book I'm reading there, and it was like
got the Q&A.
It was
surely.
like and there's no fucking answer to happiness, and happiness is fleeting, and whatever else. Like, and I think that I agree with that. Like, you're not gonna be happy all the time, but they use happiness and like peace synonymously in this, and it's like the lack of peace or the thing that will take peace away from you is desire.
Yes,
you know, like it's fine to desire things. You're not gonna be happy all the time, whatever else. But it's like in a given moment, the thing that is not allowing you to enjoy that moment is desiring something. The desire to be somewhere, the desire to have something, the desire to chase something.
Something bigger, something more.
Again, it's like it's fine. You're not going to be happy all the time, but in a moment, it's that desire, you know? And it's like, what's influencing your desires? Is it you
people.
and the fact that you really want it?
Or is it what you're seeing?
Or is it what you're seeing? Like, I want that because I think that looks mad on so-and-so, or I want that because they've got it.
And that's where you've probably got to do that, like, that deep internal reflection.
Do I
What
really
do
want
I actually want? Like, do I want that? Or have I done XYZ to get XYZ? Is that what truly I want? Or is it because I've been told? Like, what if, like, extreme example, if we ran into the forest, what would we want?
Yeah.
Like, would we want the same thing? Probably not. Like, maybe we'd be a lot more content. You know?
Yeah, no,
we don't have
for
other
sure.
fucking things around us.
For sure.
That was
given
fucking
food or whatever.
Ryan will love this but that was the one thing he made. He's like, you don't need to make more money for the sake of making more money. He's like, what do you want out of life?
Yeah.
And then you do your goals, and it's like, well, let's just work to that. That's it. And because people get, I know ideas like, oh, fucking infinite amount. I've got to make an infinite amount of money. You don't actually need an infinite. You just need X amount to do the things that you want to do, which whatever it may be. For me, like biannual holidays would be cool. Like to go on 2 good holidays a year or whatever.
I want 15 jet skis.
Yeah, I want 15.
You need it.
I
On a private yacht off Chelsea.
Summer's around the corner from my house. I can hear the jet skis going.
Yeah.
I can hear it. There's a constant drone of jet skis.
I would never want a jet ski.
No.
I would
only want a jet ski so I can play Chris Brown's greatest hits on the beach. It's been real obnoxious.
That's the reason.
That's
You're trying to sit back on the beach, relax, and there's just like 40
just Chris Brown. These hoes ain't loyal. Just on the beach, just loud as fuck.
Just
No,
a
run it.
public announcement. People who play music at the beach, it's like, man, it better be good.
I think there's a level of
There's a volume.
There's definitely
There's
if it's like
decibels.
if I can hear your music over my music,
It's too loud.
it's too loud. But also with the music, like you don't need it that like if I'm by myself on the beach, it would be a small speaker by my head, so no one else can hear
yeah,
it.
small. That's fine.
Do we
If
go
I can't hear it, it's fine.
charcoal barbecue this year? Got the mini one. Take it to the beach.
I look at Hattie, one of
Yeah.
our mates, Hattie. He is the most prepared person I've ever seen go to the beach. Because his dad is like...
He camps there the whole day. It's
Yeah,
like get there 8 a.m., leave at 8 p.m.
And he gets
at
it from his dad. Like
Yeah.
his dad from Lebanon, born in Lebanon, he's come to Melbourne. He owns a pizza shop, so he needs to clock off and go to the pizza shop to prep at a certain time.
Yeah.
So he gets to the beach, I shit you not, 8 a.m. He's there at 8 a.m. and he's got his shit locked and loaded. He's got his kayak, he's got an esky, it's all
volleyball court.
It's all there. I'm gonna rocked up. Hattie calls me once at like 8:30 a.m. I'm just like doing my stuff. He's like, "You're all right, I'll be at the beach at 10. Done. I'll see you there." Like, probably not. I'll be there at some point. He's been there for 3 hours, and I shit you not, he's squared out 15 by 15 meters on the beach with a volleyball court, an esky, multiple fucking like chairs to kick it on, and I used to rip him. Like, I'd rip him, like, he was so prepared, but then I'd use all his shit.
And you realise.
No, it's
And
mad.
then I'd use all this shit. I'm like, I've actually got to change this because my beach experience is fantastic now. I understand why he can be here for 11 hours. Usually,
You've got everything you need.
If you go there with a towel and one water bottle, the water bottle is warm in about 3.5 minutes. And then how much tanning and swimming can you do? You know, you need activities.
Yeah.
Activities. And yeah, I bought chairs. I didn't get to use them last year because I bought them sort of on the back end of summer. It was like late Feb, but they're ready to go this year. Just the little ones. You need shade covering as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need cold drinks like esky with some Pepsi Max, some cold water. There changes the game.
I really think that like we say it was with training, you know, with sport. I think there is optimal there's optimal preparation for a cracker beach day.
There's definitely bad ways to do it.
There's definitely bad ways to do it.
Objectively.
And I reckon you can do it. And I look at it, I see Hattie now, and then I see him 20 metres down the beach in 15 years. And it's when you've got the fucking 12 by 12 metre cabana with 5 shisha, like arguile, like ready, and a fucking charcoal barbecue at the
Ready
beach.
to go.
If you
I
go,
reckon that's the
I went
direction
to
we're going.
I went to Williamstown Beach once, packed, and I swear to God, cunts' feet were getting wet from the waves, and they had the shisha. They were that close to the water, and they were fucking shisha-ing. It was fucking crazy.
Do you reckon the vape has made the shisha redundant?
Nah, there's something that the shisha offers. The vape will never do. The vape will never do.
Yeah.
The vape. Yeah, or get one of those little trolleys as well that people have. Because we could easily wheel it from our house too.
Yeah.
The beach. How did we get to that?
I've got no idea, but I reckon we just move
We
on
need to
the
wrap it up.
Q&A.
Do we go
Next one.
Q&A? Because we've got a lot of questions. We've got 20 minutes or so. Get through them.
Q&A time.
So there's a couple on here that I want to say probably Google is your best bet. Let's go to the first one. And the first one though, seriously, is I don't know if some of these are piss takes. This is could I still use the protein powder, plant-based that expired 12 months ago, or better not?
Look, word on the street is protein never goes off. Don't. I'm not a doctor, but
firstly, why wouldn't you Google that? But also, do you have an answer for this person?
look, I've had some protein powder far past its date, and I'm still here. Once again, not health advice, but
Yeah.
do what you will with that.
I've got like 2-year-old creatine.
Creatine gets really cloudy though when it's
Yeah,
old.
no, I've got creatine rocks. Like honestly,
mine's
my
rock- mine's
my
rocks
bags
too,
of creatine
yeah.
is just rocks.
Yeah, it goes real hard.
Yeah, I go through phases, like literally 2 to 3 day phases once every 6 months. Like maybe I should start cycling creatine. Well, I'm panning it, and I have every time I open it, there's rocks, and then if I put it straight in water, it's cloudy water. If I put it in anything else, I end up chewing it.
I just put it in
I
the
think you just got to
smoothie.
bin it at this point.
I think I'm done with it.
Put it in the smoothie.
Like, how much can it? Who cares?
All right.
I'm over it.
What's your love language, boys?
I don't know what a love language is.
It's the
Words of affirmation, physical touch,
gift giving.
quality time, gift giving. There's one more.
Is this like a?
There's an actual thing.
No,
Everyone.
I'm not saying it's an actual thing, but is this like a?
That was
seems
a
like
question.
A very common piece of knowledge. Do you guys read a book?
I don't.
The-
no,
the- I've
I
got
had
the
to Google
book.
it 'cause
I
we
think
were
I've
talking
got
about it
the
in the gym
book.
yesterday. I had
I've
to
got the
Google it.
book somewhere.
What's the fifth one?
We'll just Google them now. Love languages. But it's a very common thing that
just had 'em.
Acts of service.
acts of service, love language.
Acts of service, quality time, gift giving, physical touch, and something else.
I'm probably physical touch. I'm a very like huggy, affectionate
Yeah,
person.
I'm working on that too.
Yeah, except when Nikita does it to me when I'm working, I'm like, just get off me. Like, just wait.
Well, it's not
I'm,
because
I'm doing this. And she goes, you're only affectionate when it suits you. And I'm like, yeah, all right. So big dramas.
I don't
But
know.
I reckon that's my love.
Buzz is a conditional physical touch guy.
Yeah. Oi. Conditional love is the only kind.
That's the thing though, like there's different phases of the day that, you know, you're not being fucking...
Grind time between 5 a.m. and 9 a.m. Don't touch me.
Don't
I
touch
thought I
me.
say 9 p.m. Like,
No. 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Because Nikita will get up at 7:30. She gets up at 7:30 and I'm already up for 2.5 hours, but in the zone. So she'll come up and say, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, no.
All right, Buzz.
You're at
I'm gonna-
3.5 Ks an hour here. I'm at 140. And I'm like, we're not
We're not at the same fucking pace.
Yeah.
yet.
we're not the same.
I reckon allocate 3 minutes out of that 4-hour stint.
I'm a.
I'll
Give her a bit of affection
I'll tell
and
her,
then-
I go,
Hey.
look, on my Google Calendar, I've got it scheduled in. I'll hug you at 9 a.m. All
Hey,
right?
I'm a Ducati monster. You're an
Not
electric
again
scooter.
for 2 hours. Fuck me.
All right.
But then we go for a walk, so it's fine.
What's your love language?
Physical. Well, so you give. So this is the problem. So you give love language one way to the person that is on the other end, your partner. Well, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Physical.
What a love language.
Physical
Know about
touch.
the 7 types,
Just tell us what... Yeah.
I reckon mine's physical touch because I like when Deuce like scratches me and shit.
You know who's not physical touch? Jamie Smith. Not
Jamie
a hugger.
Smith. But I also like words of affirmation. So these are acts of service. I don't fucking know.
Like, you're a good boy.
All right,
Yeah.
well, moving
the
on.
words of
Moving on.
affirmation?
Hey, you're a good
So if
boy.
Du- if
Have a
Deuce
treat.
goes Hey, you're a good boy, Charlie. Then
She gives me treats.
All right, next question.
All right. Who are some? This might be a good one for you, Diddy. Who are some of the lifters coming up in Australia that deserve a spotlight? One of my ones, obviously, is Ollie George. Just
what
one
was,
in the
the,
gym.
what was the
The
question?
thing, I'm just going to think to our lift. I'm
I'm gonna think to our lifters.
Just cut it
But
out.
what's the question?
It's like
was
not
not
even
even
listening.
fucking questions.
Who are some lifters coming up in Oz that deserve a spotlight? I said Ollie George, might one of my guys, because he hasn't really been able to put it together.
Cam Brown.
Cam Brown, yeah.
Lena
So, all
Tran,
our guys,
done.
Yeah.
because they haven't been able to put it together the last couple of years because of COVID. So that'll be good. Seed oil, hate, nutritional fad, or do they have a point?
Only olive oil for me.
I don't even know what the fuck he's referring to be honest.
No, it's a new thing.
Fad?
Yeah.
MCT oil?
It's no. It's like the
Medium chain
It's the new
triglyceride?
new wave that Mark Bell's gone on, like the new like biohack.
Biohacking, yeah.
Like, everything will kill you, but
Yeah, Mark
nothing
Bell's
will
lost the plot a bit though.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. So seed oils are vegetable oils obtained from the seed of some plants rather than the fruit. Rather than the fruit. Most vegetable oils are seed oils. Examples are sunflower, corn, and sesame oils. Is olive a vegetable?
No, olive oil is because that's not from the
Olive.
seed, it's from the fruit.
Okay, so it's like it's in the new wave of
Yeah.
wigging out about shit, but it's also under the same. It's not like if you lift your back will hurt sort of weird shit. It's more like the
the biohacks.
No, it's like if you drink fluoride, you're gonna.
So one of the things I saw from Mark Bell's don't touch receipt paper because of the BPA content. Now, I'm not gonna lie. 5 years ago, I think it's normal in your mid-20s. Just you go a bit of one of these guys.
I had mine at like 17.
You had a 17. I was probably 24. I think it's normal.
Yeah.
Most people will then come out the other
existentials.
side and realize, we do a lot of fuck shit anyway. We're all gonna die anyway. Just live your life and be happy. That's my view.
All these questions to me, it doesn't come back to health, it comes back to enjoyment. I reckon seed oil is a chat. Olive oil's nicer. Done.
Yeah.
Catch you later.
Yeah,
Olive oil.
like, everyone is like there's a higher burn point, bro. Olive oil, always.
That's the answer.
Always. But
On your
also,
skin.
it's like the same people, like they're talking about this sort of stuff, and then it's like this anti-fragile thing. But if you reckon a seed oil is going to kill you, then that whole concept is out the window.
So this is why I like when Liver King talks about drinking the ethanol. He's like,
Bro,
your body
fuck
should.
Liver King.
Yeah, no, but
I'm sorry. I was thinking about it. Fuck him. I saw a video the other day, and he was chewing on a stick, and it's like, but it was apparently his wife's whole family has got like multiple dentistry clinics. And he's chewing on a stick. It's like, you don't need to brush your teeth. You just fucking chew on the stick. It's like you start with your molars and you move to your incisors.
Oh, God.
You go to your middle teeth. Like, when do you actively use your middle teeth? When I eat icy pole.
When I bite into an apple.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking hell.
So I'm done with him, and he's 100% gassing.
No, he's
No,
gas,
man,
man.
of course.
He's 100%.
He lives at the gas station.
Yeah.
This is probably a better one for training wise. But yeah, sea oils, fucking have whatever oil you want. No one gives a shit.
But only
How to
olive.
manage rest times to maximize next set output without wasting time.
So
Didier?
pick your battles. Depending on the exercise, depending on the phase of training. But I think for most people, time in the gym is going to be an issue, and you don't want to spend too long in the gym. So as I said, pick your battles. Pick the exercise that you're going to devote more time to in terms of rest periods that it makes more sense to. Other exercises you can probably push through a bit quicker. Heavy deadlifts, probably rest a bit more. Bicep curls, you can probably afford to rest a bit less.
My rest time is always for main lifts, high output, 3 to 5 minutes. Smaller accessories, you can go 90 seconds to 3 minutes, somewhere there. Rest time's also very beneficial for just cutting your sessions shorter because people gas bag. Louis Vuitton Don over there loves a chat.
I was gonna call
loves
out
a
now.
chat.
Anthony
Loves
talks
a chat.
heaps, bro. He talks heaps.
It's a
Social occasion.
social club with a bit of lifting.
Yeah, Charlie doesn't talk. He's here to work.
Never headphones on, work.
Yeah.
What's more underrated, conditioning or bodybuilding for strength athletes and powerlifters?
At this point, conditioning. I think everyone understands that muscle moves weight, but a lot of people don't understand that getting a bit fitter could help.
Also want to say it's not one or the other.
It's not. But
Hypertrophy is necessary to progress in powerlifting. So you could probably argue without hypertrophy training, you're probably not going to progress very far. Whereas you could not have conditioning and still progress. Because if you got rid of hypertrophy and just conditioned, you're not going to get.
But it's
stronger.
about underrated. I think people rate hypertrophy training.
Yeah.
No one underrates it. Everyone at this point gets that hypertrophy training matters. Whereas a lot of people don't realize that conditioning could actually help.
We definitely go it's the well-rounded athlete. We're the well-rounded athlete. Strong, jacked, and conditioned like an animal.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the answer. So do both.
Conditioning's more underrated.
Do both.
But do the lot, Malaka.
Jake Pavley, will there be any Greek flags involved? Happy to supply. If not,
We should have replaced the pelvis with a Greek flag.
Stay tuned for that.
Just had a drape.
I'm reading them all off this time. But what's Didier's max heart rate during podcast rants? Man speaks at a high speed.
304.
I haven't ranted today, but if
WPM.
maybe next time I'll plan a rant and I'll wear a heart rate monitor. Don't let me know.
No planning.
I'm
It's got to be off
joking,
the cuff.
It's always off the cuff.
I'll message your closest family members and find like what some of the deepest things.
Dark
you hate.
secrets, yeah.
Just dark secrets, just something that'll just trigger you.
Mad.
I reckon that'll be good content, baby.
So we got a question. How do we best reduce water weight?
Okay, so here I wanted
there
to answer
It
this
is
one.
ready. No.
I wanted to answer this
Is
one.
there context
Man,
behind it?
I'm always ready. I think there's context. So I think there's a big misconception that like, if I'm having carbs later in the day or if I'm having too many carbs, I'm holding water. So here's the situation. If you're eating this amount of carbs, I'll try and explain it for the audio listeners too. If you're having an average amount of carbs that you generally have, the amount of water that you're holding will be in line with that. If for a period you increase the amount of carbs you're eating, you're going to store a bit more water. If you reduce the amount of carbs that you're eating, you're going to store less water. That doesn't mean you need to not eat carbs. But it just means that your body weight is going to fluctuate as the level of carbs you eat goes up or down. There's also other factors like sodium and shit like that, but the crux of it is if you have a normal amount of carbs, then you have a weekend, you slam carbs, and you wake up Monday morning and your body weight skyrocketed, you haven't put on weight, most likely. You might have put a little bit on, but you've probably stored a bit amount of water. So you don't really need to worry about holding too much water weight. You just need to understand that if you eat more carbs, it's gonna go up, and then give it a couple of days of more regular eating, it's going to come back down.
And that's from a scale weight standpoint. If the question's being asked from like a body comp visual standpoint, I don't think water weight is what you have to worry about.
You need to get leaner.
It's probably just getting leaner.
Unless you're like, I want to get on a bodybuilding stage. I need to get that extra bit of leanness.
That's different
though. I don't think
and that's not for us to talk about. There's different.
If you're talking about that, don't go talk to D McKillop or something.
You got to speak to D McKillop about that. But I thought that stuff was like, you know how bodybuilders were like
cut water,
and cut carbs. Like that's all been debunked. That was a bit of like bro,
and even just like sodium. Apparently, I don't know, from my surface level reading on Instagram, potassium's the answer. Why it's the answer and how it's the answer,
Don't know.
I've got no idea.
Sodium, potassium,
I'm just regurgitating an Insta bit.
It's the year of potassium.
It's the year of potassium.
Look,
apparently.
we don't. These kind of question here that had a bit like water, like with all that. So we don't really deal with that much anyway.
Yeah, but I think there is, as I explained, there is a misconception. Hopefully that kind of clears it up for some people.
Yeah.
I
Also,
agree.
it's like I don't know. I'm looking watery. Like, who cares? Like, unless you like want to get shredded,
Then you just need to get leaner.
then you just need to get leaner.
I've just never woken up ever and gone, I look watery. I look
Same.
I look jacked.
Charlie has a very good.
Do you ever
good
wake up and go,
self-image?
I look watery?
No, I've never.
you ever thought that?
I've never said that. Someone said to me because like I had my heaviest weigh-in
Actually,
ever
you are looking a bit watery
on
today.
Sunday morning. Yeah, I'm looking shiny as well with them serums. But I woke up like I had the heaviest weigh-in ever on Sunday morning. PR, heavyweight PR, and then. Like there's the alcohol and whatever else. And like I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh, yeah, it's not too
Watery.
No, I didn't say watery. Then I had a conversation with someone and then they said it. They're like, oh, you know, when you drink alcohol heaps, like, you know, you look watery. And I'm like, that explains it. It was the water. It was the water.
It was the water.
It was the rosé that led to maybe
Yeah.
I was maybe it was
water.
rosé under my skin. Maybe that's what led to me being looking
But
watery.
Didier's answer, though, it's just remember it's average over time. So
That's where the
even
small
if you
stuff.
get a spike in body weight and you look watery, whatever that means, it will always level out because it's average over time. Look at your body weight over the last 2 weeks, over the last month. What has it been doing? That's a better indicator than one scale, one outlier reading.
Yeah, I'm pushing so many people, obviously, if they're comfortable too, and you have the discussion with them as well. It's just photos.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I'm push more photos.
push
now.
more. I think they're like body weight standalone, especially with a lot of my female clients, I think is just it's just a shit metric. Just with the way the
especially
cycle
menstrual
influences,
cycle
it's
and
just
stuff.
And I think the combination of the two, again, obviously, if the individual's comfortable to do so,
Yeah.
like that is way better, like way
Yeah.
fucking better than because I think the body weight it's just
It's
you're
always-
training
yeah.
and you're eating roughly enough, and you're not like seeing
Sorted.
dramatic drops on your body weight over time. Like you're probably gaining muscle.
So
you know what I mean?
I don't know if people. I don't even know if I've mentioned this. I haven't tracked since Pro Raw, which was in April. Body weight. I've been tracking my body weight about twice a week just to get a general gist of it. Training's going the best it's been.
You got a bit of hiccups there, bro.
Some bout of indigestion there.
Smoothie.
How your guts?
No, but training's going the best it has been going, and I actually think the stress of not doing that stuff for me right now has been good. So I'm actually enjoying it. The other reason I chose not to track too for a period was because a lot of my clients don't want to track. So I was like, I want to do it on myself, make progress, build muscle, get stronger without tracking. Because I've tracked for 5 years. I know how to track. I know how to do all that shit. So I wanted to see the other lens of it through the other lens.
I had a client today.
been good. It's been good for me.
Just wanted to. She wanted to. Like it was her thing. And when she started, she wanted to cut, and it was like for an event, and we cut. It was a successful cut. After that, she maintained body weight quite well. Very spotty with tracking. Like it was a couple days on, a few days off, and a couple on. Like very social individual, going out a lot. And it got to a point, had a wedding, and after she's like, I just can't get into the rhythm with tracking again. Like, do you have anything that you want to achieve? Like from a body composition standpoint, are you trying to get leaner? She's like, nah. She's like, are you trying to actively gain weight? It's like, nah. I'm like, what the fuck were you tracking for? Like, she's on point. So there's a few markers as well. Because I think people can go like, oh, I'm just going to eat intuitively. It's like based off what intuition? You know, like the intuitive eating thing is garbage if there's no intuition based off an understanding of food. You know, so there's things like you understand what's good, what's heavy in protein. Sweet, you space that out. All right, that ticks that box. From a fat intake standpoint, you know what's super like just like hyper palatable foods, that heavy combination of fat and carbs. It's probably more calorie dense and less satiating. You know that? Yep, fucking oath. Sweet. Fruit and veg intake on point. Then why the fuck do you need a track? Like you're managing body weight fine. Like it's not a problem. She's like, and she asked me, and like almost thinking she's going to disappoint me by saying like not tracking. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a fuck. Like it's a great tool in specific dieting phases. I think like if you want to get lean by a certain date, or you want to try and manage, performance while still fucking eating enough but not too little. I think it's a great tool from an education standpoint. Great tool, but it's just not required. Like once you have, especially that base of nutritional understanding, you don't need to track to get that understanding, but
It can be a
a really good tool.
Yeah.
Then you don't need to, especially in maintenance phases.
Circling back to what you said earlier about her being a very social person, I think that's something that needs probably more attention brought to it. You guys have all seen it. Some people are just more social. Some people are going out a lot. They've got more lunches, they've got more dinners, whatever. So in those instances, either tracking every day or tracking it all just might not be the best approach because there's X amount of meals a week that they're just not going to track. I'm not going to see like, oh, what about your goals? Say no to that dinner. Nah, man, like fuck. That's it. Like, and we all have X amount of meals that we enjoy eating out and stuff like that. But for some people aren't like that. Some people are Tupperware everywhere, have like one meal out a week. Yeah, fuck. Tracking everything to the gram is going to be easy. But if your whole weekend's full of social events, well, like, nothing wrong with that. It's just we've got to have other tools up our sleeve versus you need to be able to guesstimate every meal out and all this shit. It's like, I don't know if that's the answer.
And that's where education on strategies is more strategies. Is better than just fucking track.
So, you can't track? Well, then what? Like, no, there's other things we can do here. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I have an individual too that now pushing, wants to learn to track, but also the biggest downfall with this person is their energy output. Steps are too low. So I've like the higher flux, energy flux. That's more important right now than finicking.
Sick word.
Higher flux.
In a state of flux.
Is a mad
Flux
word.
yeah. But yeah, energy output. So finishing his sessions with a bit of cardio, getting steps up to somewhere that's not 4,000, 5,000, but more close to 10,000. Because you can track all you want, but if your energy output's down, you're going to be eating no food, which is going to be miserable for everyone involved. So anyway, that was my final point on that.
Flux hard.
Flux.
Don't flux at all. Get fluxed.
We're going to...
Flux off. You flux with.
Oh, what's the next... Oh, we got a good one here.
Fuck that.
What's the next big projects that's planned for the boy this?
Or can we reveal anything?
We've already revealed it.
We have,
What?
haven't we? Yeah.
The app.
The app.
That's the
I know,
biggest
but then
one.
the other thing. Yeah.
Nah.
The secrets.
Well,
No,
that's a
that's
teaser
secret.
trailer.
That one.
Got
Tease
it.
that.
Some more secrets coming for you.
But
Watch
the
this
app's
space.
coming. The app's coming. So if like we understand that coaching from a price point is not accessible to absolutely everyone. And then also we have a bit of fun here, community wise. There's people. And this is why we've been pushing the Discord as well. Obviously we want to have a community online that's not just
In the gym.
Instagram as well. Like Instagram it's okay, but for a group setting and conversation, it's just not good from that. So that's why we've had the Discord going, because we want to have a community online too, but it isn't for no reason. Like we're still fleshing it out with Discord. I think there's so many people on there that are better technologically than us, but then also to house discussion for this application. We're going to have this app, lower price point, programs for whatever goal it is. It's going to be powerlifting, body composition focused, more power building spec because it's our bread and butter. And then like a GPP, Vitha, strength and conditioning, and some introductory programs for all frequencies. So that's probably the biggest one and number one on the list. A few little tidbits to fucking iron out. Wait for the big boss man, Jay Smith, to get back, and then we'll launch hard.
Always hard.
Always
just
hard.
with the Discord, it's been really cool to see there's guys in there who neither of them have necessarily even been to our gym. We don't coach them, but they have probably become to some extent kind of like online friends.
Yeah.
And they're chatting almost every day, and it just kind of organically become this thing. It's really cool. It's really cool.
It is.
And
I enjoy it.
it's a thing now. Like, if someone wants a recommendation for something, like someone got a Costco membership, what should I buy? Myself and some other guys gave them recommendations.
Yeah.
Someone wants to buy some weightlifting shoes.
Steve with the
they
Romelos.
put it in there. Is this a good price? Like, it's just a little community now, which is awesome.
And heaps of tracks.
Tracks galore.
Heaps of tracks.
Tracks. Let's wrap up with Brutus's 10 question rapid fire. We've already gone through some of the meet recaps done. Bullsport, Dougie thoughts. Could you move there? Nah, neither. That was my answer too.
I was thinking about it. Unless I went full barefoot and an anti-seed
I'll tell you
oil,
why.
I reckon I could do
One
it.
reason why I can't move there.
Why?
No surf beach.
That's the only reason.
100%. If I'm moving fucking north, beaches and shit, I got to be able to surf.
Yeah, fair enough.
100%.
You need some activity.
Yeah, and I already like surfing, and the reason it's harder here because we live further away from the beach. But if I was moving to Queensland, there'd need to be a surf beach.
Yeah.
That's for me. But it's just also a little bit too quiet. Great for holiday. Would you get bored? Probably. Great for like a 60-year-old retiring.
And the Asian food for like just a you can get a noodle sometimes, a special fried rice like
Shit.
on the go. Nah. Fucking $25 for a special fried rice.
Oh, it's very
takeaway.
expensive. Very expensive.
Come on, man. I want to pay $12 and it's cracker.
Max.
Not fucking.
Yeah, it's actually.
Yeah. They know what they're doing, which is fair enough. You got to do it. But
Yeah, they got the market
it
there.
is what it is.
What's better, The Sopranos or The Wire? I haven't watched either. So
Oh, that's. I'm going to lean towards The Wire.
I really want to. They're on my to-do list of live things to watch, but
It
I'll get
is
there.
unbelievable.
The Wire I've heard's good.
It is unbelievable, and you got to watch. You got to watch some of their find no spoiler analysis videos on YouTube, because some of the shit they bring to light in those videos, it's a proper piece of art. It's not just drug dealers in the projects and corruption in the government. It's not just that. They show. And the way they do it unintentionally is they just show the similarity and the education system in underprivileged areas, like the projects and drug dealers and their setup and their hierarchies, and then local government, and state government, and they just show the similarities against each other.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're all the fucking same in different ways, obviously. Yeah. So it's like, who's the crook? Where's the dramas? Where's the it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable, and it's way more than just this is, guys selling drugs, bad guys versus good guys. It's an unbelievable. It's like
show.
It's film art. Man, there's that many people. It's unbelievable. Sopranos is fantastic as well, and there's definitely themes where you got to delve a bit deeper. But I think The Wire takes it for me.
The Wire.
Yeah.
I got to watch it. Track of the week.
Pearl Jam Alive, live at MTV.
I haven't got one singular track.
I've got No One on Earth, Gabrielle and Dresden remix. Above and Beyond, Gabrielle and Dresden
Just
remix.
go to your Spotify on repeat.
Also,
and that's your answer.
I know.
I've got a set as well from Johnny Calapouris here that I've listened to twice, and I really enjoyed it. Burning Man 2002. It's called Kaine Music. I'll put it in the Discord. And me, Ramper, Adam Port, Mayan Warrior.
Would you know what the funny thing is?
Johnny sent it to you.
No, I put
sent it to Johnny.
that in the Discord about 2 weeks ago. So
Charlie doesn't check it, clearly.
yeah, Charlie's.
I can't, man. The Discord's going off all
Too
the
slow,
time.
bro. Too slow. Anyway,
Oh, wow,
what's my
whatever.
track? Before you interrupted me, my track is "My Joy" by Quentin Harris. I'm on a big house run at the moment. The second I saw One Blue Sky, I was like, it's time. It's time. Just house music, only house. Defected Classics. I downloaded that before I went on the plane.
Defected's good.
All the proper shit.
Is Dids planning on doing a meet?
Middle of next year.
Man, that's a quick answer. Is the deadlift bar the same as using knee wraps?
Knee wraps give you more than a deadlift
90%
bar.
raw. I.e. 90%
Knee
raw.
wraps give you way more than a deadlift bar gives you.
I've never liked...
I'm off knee.
People
I
like-
was never on them, but I reckon knee wraps suck.
No, but
Have you ever worn them?
No, just squatting sleeves. Come on, bro.
No,
So-
but I've
We'll do
never,
a quick.
I'm the opposite to you. I don't give a shit. If the rules are you can use knee wraps, use knee wraps because it's like, all right, we have,
I'm a purist.
we have races, running races.
Technically, what's pure? Wasn't it equipped first?
Nah, it was sleeves, then it was wraps, then it was equipped, and then Raw came out in the late 2010s.
fair enough.
The reason I don't give a shit
late 2000s.
is whatever the rules allow because we have races, running races, yeah, and then some guys invented a bike, so now we have bike races, and then we invented motor vehicles. Now we have motor races.
I reckon
So
the
we've
100
also got
meters
like
sprint-
You don't
15
put a
fence.
fucking motor vehicle in a running race and go, it's cheating. No, the
I'm not saying it's cheating.
No,
I just
he's
prefer
saying preference.
Like,
Yeah,
would
no,
you,
no,
would
it's
you
preference.
rather, I'd rather watch a 100 meter sprint than a fucking F1. That's just me. I'm a purist.
No, but
sprint.
this was a separate art. I was like, people that say it's cheating.
I don't think it's cheating. I just
Yeah.
think it's just my
I'm
flavor.
like, no, it's they're in that rules. They can use that equipment. So use the.
But it's also cheating.
favorite Greek food.
Kefalogaviera.
That's the cheese, yeah?
That's the cheese for Saganaki.
Uvalakia.
Saganaki.
Saganaki.
Marinated
Yeah,
octopus, man.
Saganaki is what I went to for. That was the straight.
And look, the problem with Greek food, you can't just have one. It's the whole thing. It's the experience.
Yeah, but you answered it already. The first thing that came to mind was Saganaki.
yes,
That's your
but
favorite.
it's only as good with the little fucking tapodi there.
Yeah.
The salad, the octopus salad,
Can
the
you
whole
call
thing. It's the whole
octopus
thing.
as a food Greek? Like octopus is, I feel like it spreads across.
If you marinate it, then
It's marinated, the
Yeah.
pickled raw version.
I
that they do.
prefer grilled to pickled. Like
Oh, yeah,
I can
for
still
sure.
I can still
Yeah.
nail pickled, obviously.
In olives.
Obviously.
olives, olive oil. Oh.
But I love a good spanakopita, tiropita. If it's done well, not too thick. I think some of the thinner ones are better.
Yeah, thin's the way to go.
It is. And there's some they overdo it with the spinach. Like the ratio has to be on point. There was one, man, there was like a Greek Costco in Adelaide called Bakalumas. And they had this lady just on the fucking whatever it was. I don't know what it was, but she was doing just tiropites and spanakoppites. I went back 3 times. I went back tiropita. I'm like, I gotta try the spanakopita. I went back and I'm like, this is cracker as well. I was in heaven.
Keep hammering it.
Unbelievable. But it was perfect. It wasn't too flaky. Minimal dramas on that end.
No dramas.
Oh, that's what we need to do. Just figured it out.
Vanilla slice.
No, a spanakopita review or tiropita.
On Instagram.
If you know a good spanakopita in the areas, let us know. We'll go down.
Bro, mini series. It's done. It's done. We've
figured
figured
it
it
out.
out. Game over, guys.
We got to give credit to Tim Hanley.
For that,
We got the idea. We got the idea from Tim Hanley. I don't know if he listens to this. Maybe he does. Probably not. Probably not. But if Tim Hanley does the vanilla slice review, unbelievable on Instagram.
One of the funniest things
what's
I've
it
ever
called?
seen.
Timbo slices.
Yeah, yeah. So Tim Hanley's, what's he famous for? What show was he on? Bachelor?
Bachelor, and then he's got the brand Front Runner.
Which we love.
Okay, so I've never watched an episode of The Bachelor. I've just seen him online, so I've got no interest in that. You don't have to have interest in that, in him or anything. You just look at his vanilla slice reviews, and they're the funniest thing on earth.
Big dramas.
I love him for
VS.
his best teams in the game. Best teas in the game, sponsored ads that I get. Yeah,
Front
they're amazing.
runner.
Front Runner.
Yeah.
I need to buy some
It's
Front Runner.
hilarious.
Favorite movie of all time?
Lord of the Rings Part 3.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a few. Like
head went-
Interstellar's good.
My
Lord of the
instant
Rings.
thought went to Scarface, but I think that was like the chock in me.
Oh, I got to throw a fun fact in here. So,
I don't know.
Donna Summer, Queen of Disco, the guy who co-wrote her songs with her,
Moroder?
Giorgio Moroder,
Yeah.
the cunt did the fucking soundtrack for like Scarface, Flashdance,
Yeah.
and then in the 2010s he was still doing shit with Daft Punk. He's like 80 now, and he still
Giorgio
tours.
Moroder,
It's fucking nuts.
He's in that song. He's
Crazy.
in that one of their songs.
Yeah, that
From
one
Here
song.
to Eternity, the Joe T. Vanelli remix, fucking huge. 1997,
Huge.
huge.
Yeah, what new songs have I been learning on guitar? The one that I've learnt recently is Wherever You Will Go, The Calling. Nice little fucking finger picking song. Chicken wings. You like them slathered in sauce or with dry rub? Do you even like them chili?
I like him.
Chili and
chicken wings.
blue cheese. Blue cheese for me.
Yeah, I like that ranch. That ranch, wings, chips, and dip.
Oh, Donnie,
I've got,
'cause
I
I'm
don't
not-
give a fuck if it's dry rub or otherwise. If it's mad, it's mad.
Because I'm not going to answer, you have to answer. How
No,
do you like
actually, I
your chicken
prefer
wings?
crumbed. Did he say crumbed or dry?
How do you like your chicken wings?
Just how do you like them?
KFC.
Oh,
done.
you like the wicked wings.
I love wicked wings.
I think that's everything. That was all the ones from Thomas Diamond. I went just through them at the
Thomas
end.
Vale, you just
Thomas
disrespect
Diamond.
fucking.
I'll tell you why I just said Diamond, because I was reading here almost Diamond, and it was I just got my brain, the neural networks.
I think it's we're
We're done. We're wrapping- we're wrapping it up.
Starting
PBs.
to drop down.
No, we're all right. We went 1:18 with 1 hour 18 with.
That's not the time. It's just after 1 minute, 1 hour 10, brain stops functioning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
more crazy.
Thomas Diamond was here, and then Thomas Vale. Thomas Vale sent the questions in. Thomas Diamond said, "Fuck that."
Thank you, Thomas Vale.
So, thank you, Thomas Vale. Television.
everything.
But that's,
Fuck
I think
you,
that's
Thomas
everything.
Diamond.
We'll wrap it up. We've been going hard. We've gone a bit. I think we have lost brain capacity the last 10 minutes.
We're going to call this episode Dribbling.
No, well, the first 50 minutes was good.
No, the whole thing was good. We could have dragged out that Q&A like way harder, and it would have been really bad.
I think by
we'll
this
quick
stage,
fire. When you were on
by
a
this
fucking limit.
stage, if they're still listening, they're going to listen till the end. If you're going to lose someone in a podcast, you lose them in the first 30 minutes. And I think the first 50 minutes was good enough to keep people around for the first 30 minutes.
If I don't like a podcast, I'm out in like 10 minutes.
That's what I mean.
don't stay
I think
past that.
I think we're good. And also, we know that the Boyless episodes get like the loyal listeners.
The true fans.
Because we're not, these episodes don't really grow, like we've done the episodes with all the big
the big names.
big names they get.
Big whackers.
And then hopefully those new listeners come in, they like these
So
episodes.
if you're new here, 5-star rating, subscribe,
all
share
that
with your
shit.
friend.
Just, yeah, we're wrapping it up.
All right, just stop it.
We're done.